Hello, it's Kara, and this is part 3 of my wool processing vlog, and today I'm going to card wool. So let's get started on that. Can you hear hens? They're pretty noisy, aren't they? Anyways, carding wool is pretty simple. The whole process is pretty simple. So you have some of your clean wool. This is the stuff that I did in the previous videos. And you can give it a bit of a pick over. Try to get the seeds and grass that's remaining out of it. But for the most part, that's all been pulled out in the previous processes. And most of it will continue to come out as I card and spin it and felt it. So this is actually pretty good. That's pretty clean stuff. There's a little bit of debris in it, but for the most part, it's good to use. So we'll get started on that now. It's really beautiful stuff. As you can see there, the tips, that's where all the poo was essentially, and mud, but mostly it's poo. And you can see it's long. So this is the shaved end. Oh, sorry. This is the shaved end. And there's the tips. And you see it's kind of crinkled. So that's good stuff. Now this, I call this a tag. I don't remember or know. There's a different name for it. I'll look it up and put it in somewhere. What you do with this, you take it, your long bits, and you take your carder and you just attach them like so. Long bits. Like this, and then pull them down like so. There's a nice one. Look at that. Ooh. And you end up with your carder basically covered. Trying to get it even. Like to smooth the fibers down. And then I put one carder on the knee, holding like this. You can change it if your hand feels better like that. Other carder like this, and you just drag it over. So you don't really have to push down hard to do it. You just can comb them together. And it feels like it's all smooth. I take my carder on my lap. I use my thumbs on the back like this, and I'm pulling them over like that when I'm holding it like this. So my thumbs are flicking that up like that. Like that. And then I'm pushing that off at the top. Just pull it up a little bit. sort of gently. Lots of starlings in the trees. See? So you've got it like that. And then I roll it. I just sort of roll it over on itself, pulling it as I go. So then what you've got are all your fibers combed in the same direction. I'll do a better one. And you end up with essentially your fibers all going in the same direction. And this is called a roll egg. And when you spin, you pull out from one end like this. And this is your draft. And you'll pull that out when you spin. As you can see, it's pulling all the fibers this way now. So they were going this way. Now I'm pulling them this way. And as you pull them this way, the fibers that were like this will turn, but they'll sort of interlace. Okay? And that's your draft. That'll be in the next video, which is about spinning. Now I don't do this after every roll egg I make. I'm just doing this to show you. And it's actually very lovely and satisfying to do. Isn't that great? And so while I'm doing this, any of the grass and seeds that are still in it after the carding and the picking and the washing fall away. There's a few there. And I'll be honest with you, when I spin wool, I kind of like little bits of grass and stuff still in it. I just like that you can kind of see the process. See where it's been. It's been on a farm. And someone did it by hand. So satisfying. Anyways, I'll put that aside for later to spin. And let's card up some more. Pause for a minute. I want to show you these. This is a short. So a short is when the shearer has done a pass with the shears on the sheep, but hasn't gone close to the skin. So then they'll have to make a second pass. And then what you get are really short pieces, like this one here, this bit here. See that? Can I get that closer to you? Anyways, they're kind of useless. You can save them and sort of stuff them inside as like a base for felting projects and do your work around them. Or you can compost them. You can toss them in the garden. That bit there I think would be all right for felting, though. It might even be okay for spinning, really. It's just some short fibers. Anyway, what you hope for, what you're going for, are much longer fibers. Like that. That's some good wool right there. Nice sound. All right, back to it. So purists would say that you use one for holding and the other one for pulling, and they never get mixed up. So you would never use one that you've pulled with to hold. So you would never do that. I'm not a purist. I find I like to mix it up. I like to get even use on them for the most part. So that's how I do it. Hello, Editing Kara here. I just wanted to elaborate as to why I don't card in the traditional way. Due to arthritis in my wrists, I have to hold my carders different than is traditionally taught. And sometimes I have to change the way I'm holding them altogether. It helps me to avoid a repetitive strain injury. Because of this, my carders don't always align as I'm pulling them across one another. This repeated action would warp the teeth. I find switching it up keeps the teeth aligned. If you would like to try carding but are worried about repetitive strain, I suggest just changing it up until you find something that you're comfortable with. One way to roll the wool off the carder is to slowly reverse the action, using the teeth at the top to push and roll. Remove the finished roll leg by hand. Practice it a bit. It's not always easy. Another way to remove the wool from your carder is to simply ease it off and roll it after you've removed it. So here I'm starting with the long ends, and much like when I rolled it off, I'm easing it away from the teeth, but not rolling as I go. And it leaves me with this sort of rectangle of wool, which I then tuck the corners in on. Sorry, you can't see this part. And then roll it up by hand. That's possibly the nicest roll leg I've made all day. Here's a better shot of me rolling the roll leg off of the carder. I just flip it over on its back, and like I said, just tuck the corners in a bit and roll it by hand. This way is much easier and tighter. Hey friends, thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for part 4 of my processing wool vlogs. Spinning!